Alright, so we got the 1132 full summary. We're going over the full chapter as usual, and it seems like this silhouetted character at the end of the chapter could be somebody important, but we'll get into it. So the chapter starts where the last one ended, and we see that the Great Eric ship is reaching Elbaf's port. A kid comes out to greet the ship. He's the same kid who was in the bar with Shanks in chapter 1076. The kid's name is Colin. I think this is Colin. If it's not, just let me know in the comments. Colin shouts at the great ship Eric, asking them to stop by, but Dory and Broggy say that they will go directly to the upper world. Colin goes into the bar and tells the bar lady that he's following them up there because he wants to meet Luffy. Then we see a flashback panel of Shanks talking with Colin. Shanks says, "Do not forget his name, Straw Hat Luffy." The bar lady gives Colin some food for him and for his dad. And she gives him some food too for someone called Rip. Then Colin leaves the bar. The Great Eric ship approaches to a massive rainbow that connects the sea and second level of Elbaf's tree. Rainbow Road was created by the giants on the ship, and they painted the rainbow with painter sunstone. We see a beautiful double page with Great Eric's ship going up a rainbow road as Hirudin's smaller ship comes out to greet and join them, with Hirudin and Stanson in the ship. Straw Hat crew says, "We're finally crossing on the rainbow!" And Jinbei says Luffy and the others are going to be thrilled seeing this. Cut back to the bridge above the underworld. Gerd and Goldberg are running, and they suddenly see Luffy jumping up from the underworld. Gerd loves smaller humans and thinks Luffy is very cute. Gerd and Goldberg greet Luffy, and he jumps on Gerd's hand. They ask Luffy what he's doing down there, and Luffy thinks back to what Loki said to him. Loki says, "Do not tell anyone about the fact that you met me here, and don't talk about our promise as well." Luffy tries to lie in a very bad way, and he sweats so much that Goldberg panics and stops asking, thinking that Luffy must have had horrible experiences in the underworld. Okay, so we got some info of what went down between Luffy and Loki, I guess. Because when we were going off of the original spoilers, it kind of just cut away from that, and Luffy was suddenly with the Straw Hat. So when it last left off, Loki was like kind of antagonizing Luffy using Shanks' name. And it eventually got to the point of where Luffy was asking him like, "Hey, you know Shanks, how do you know him? Why did he come here? What does he have to do with you? Is he still here?" And Loki used that to his advantage, and he was like, "Well, you know, that information is going to be valuable." So considering that Loki wants to escape from where he is chained, and he was originally asking Luffy to find the key to unlock him, it's very possible that he did that, since it said don't talk about our promise as well. So either he straight up released Loki, you know, found the key quickly, unlocked him, and then I guess Loki kept up his end of the bargain, told him why Shanks was there, and then he just went on his merry way. Or Luffy plans on unlocking him later because maybe he has to do whatever he's doing right now to get the key. Still unsure. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. Nami's group has already crossed the bridge. They are now in a forest, and we see that Road is almost catching them, but suddenly gets hit in the head by a giant tree that was cut down. We discovered that it was a trap set by the Straw Hat crew to take out Road without attacking him directly. Bird and Goldberg have crossed the bridge too and catch the others. Sanji says, "All right, let's go then. I also can't wait to see this land of giants." And Road says, "Curse you, you tiny human." Gerd says, "There he is, and look, the Straw Hat crew is with him too." Gerd and Goldberg beat Road up with their weapons. Gerd and Goldberg's position attack is similar to Dory and Broggy's when they use Hakoku, but Gerd and Goldberg use normal attacks. They say, "Stop right there, Road, you weirdo." Then Luffy and Nami's group are reunited again. They are now on the second level of Elbaf, so Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper run ahead to see a massive village. The Great Eric ship and Hirudin's ship are reaching to the village, sailing in the Rainbow Road. Dory and Broggy explained that Elbaf has 3 different levels. Level 3 is the Heaven World, Level 2 is the Sun World, and Level 1 is the Underworld. All of them are now in the Sun World, which has many villages, and it's too vast that makes it impossible to see the entirety of it. The village that they are approaching is the village of Dory and Broggy. In a wonderful double page, we have the reveal of Dory and Broggy's village. The village seems to be built on tree branches in the air with many island clouds nearby. Houses are the same as we saw in other giant villages, and there is a castle too, similar to the one that Road built in his Lego diorama. The giants say, "Welcome to Elbaf." Luffy and Usopp are extremely touched seeing the village. Usopp is crying with joy. We see a little flashback of Luffy and Usopp talking about Elbaf at the end of Little Garden Arc in chapter 129. Usopp says, "You guys, someday I swear, I'll go to Elbaf, to the village of warriors." We see to everyone reactions when they see the village. Robin, Nami, Bonnie, and Lilith are smiling with joy. Zoro, Frankie, Brooke, and Jinbei are amazed. Chopper has sparkles in his eyes, and Sanji is leaning on Gurd's chest. LOL! At the same time we see all this, and we could read some text boxes that will continue until the end of the chapter. Text box says, "Great size, brings about sensation. No words would do this view justice. This is the kingdom of Warland on Elbaf Island. It is a kingdom of giants that is commonly referred to as collectively Elbaf. The great Eric's ship and Hirudin's ship arrive at the village on the Rainbow Road, so finally everyone is reunited. Hirudin says, 'Hey, Straw Hat,' and Frank says, 'Ah, Luffy, so you're here too. We've been looking for you.' Luffy says, 'Huh? You guys just arrived. Ha 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 ha. It's great that we were able to meet up. Everything turns out all right.' When Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper discover that Frankie's group has been sailing in a rainbow, their faces change to Sugar Face. Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper say, 'Ah, are you guys riding on a rainbow right now? Let us go there too.' In the last page of the chapter, text boxes continue, and we discover that this is a narration from Lewis Arnold, the explorer that wrote about Little Garden in the famous Bragman book. If you want to get caught up to date on what this thing is about, please check out my previous spoiler video. I go over it in detail. Lewis Arnold says, 'From the grasses or trees, vines to flowers, and the insects, fishes or birds, including all the animals, one can only gasp at the sheer size of everything. Fellow explorers, the time you spend here will not be fruitless.' In the last panels of the chapter, we can see the silhouette of a person who is walking in the forest. A giant grizzly bear is looking at him in the background. We can't see who that person is yet, but they have long hair and wear a Wano Kuni hat. Probably is the person who is drinking with Crocus on the cover of chapter 631. Lewis Arnold's narration concludes in the last panel of the chapter. He says, 'However, if I am to record only one thing about the mysterious land of Elbaf, the place where everything is huge, I wish for you to remember my words somewhere in the back of your mind. Do not prolong your stay in this land for too long.' End of chapter, no break next week. So let's get into who this mysterious silhouetted person is. So we talked about this in the previous review as well, and I just want to throw one more name in that hat. So the original were, it's a possibility that this guy is Shiki, who is like, I guess one of the Yonkos back in the day. I don't think Yonko was a title when he was around, but he was like in Roger's heyday, essentially. If you saw A Strong World, he was the main villain of that movie. So this guy was a beast back in the day. So if it's not him, then another possibility is that it is Scopper Gaban. So this guy was like the Sanji of the Roger Pirates, essentially. We always hear about Roger and Rayleigh, but we never hear about the third in command, who was Scopper. And it goes along with like the color dynamic. Gold, Roger; silver, Rayleigh; and then we have Scopper Gaban, Copper. So it could be him. Why is it him? I don't know. His whereabouts are unknown at this point. And if Rayleigh's alive, then it's not too far-fetched that Scopper is alive as well. And also, Crocus is drinking with this guy. Allegedly, we don't know if these two are one and the same, but Crocus drinking with this dude in chapter 631 makes sense because Crocus was like the final doctor on Roger's crew, so obviously he knows Scopper is. And if it's not Scopper or Shiki, I don't know who it is. Maybe it's just a new character. But again, let me know in the comments. And if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.